All right, today we're diving into Holi, but maybe not in the way you're used to thinking about it. We're going to look at it as more than just a festival. We're going to look at it as this profound idea, almost a philosophy for how to live. So let's get into it.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It frames Holi as something that's alive and active. It's this idea that choosing joy can actually be a form of courage, and surrounding yourself with color can be a real form of healing. It's such a powerful concept, and it's really what's going to guide us here.
And that really gets to the problem Holi is trying to solve. I mean, think about it. We build these careful, kind of guarded worlds for ourselves every day, right? Filled with jobs and worries and things we regret. Holi just crashes in once a year as this brilliant, loud reminder that, hey, maybe we're missing the point, that there's a much more vibrant way to be alive.
And boom, you can almost feel the shift, can't you? For one day, the normal rules just don't apply. Whole streets and communities become this shared piece of art. And all those little walls we put up between each other, they just dissolve. It's this brief but really profound sense of freedom from all the weight we carry around. So, where does this incredible tradition even come from? Well, to really understand that, we need to go way back and look at its mythological heart. There's an ancient story that gives this whole celebration its deep, deep sense of purpose. At the very center of it all is this foundational story from Hindu mythology, the tale of Holika and Prahlad. And this isn't just some fairy tale, it's a really powerful narrative about how faith and doing the right thing can endure, even when you're under immense pressure. That symbolic victory is what everyone is celebrating. And this just lays it all out so perfectly. On one side, you've got Holika, who stands for all the bad stuff, harm, intimidation, fear. And on the other side, you have Prahlad, who embodies integrity, faith, and hope. His survival against all odds is the triumph that beats at the very heart of Holi. And what's so beautiful is that this victory, it's not just some stories stuck in the past. It's tied directly to the rhythms of the seasons. Holi arrives right as winter is finally giving way to spring, which makes it the perfect time for this idea of a fresh start, a true reset for the soul. Okay, so that's the mythology. But how does that ancient story actually show up for us today, in our own lives? Well, the real magic of Holi now is what it does between people. It literally turns entire communities into a living, breathing, human canvas. On a social level, this festival is just so powerful. It creates this unique space, almost like it gives us permission to fix things. It's a chance to reach out to someone, to finally drop the ego that always gets in the way, and to just decide together, you know what, let's not carry this anymore. And this is what it's all about. When your job title, your status, your carefully constructed image, when all of that is wiped away by a splash of color, what's left? Just our shared humanity. The ego looks kind of silly, and we're reminded of this simple, fundamental truth. We are all in this messy, beautiful thing together. Now, you might think all that color flying everywhere is just random fun, right? Well, not exactly. There's actually a kind of symbolic code happening, where each color carries its own specific meaning, its own energy. So let's break it down real quick. Red is all about love and strength. Yellow brings that feeling of warmth and optimism. Green, which is so perfect for spring, symbolizes new beginnings. Blue offers a sense of calm and depth. And purple is for wonder. So every time you throw a color, you're actually sharing a wish. All right, so we've talked about what Holi is and why it's so meaningful. But that brings us to maybe the most important part of all, the how. This is what we could call the Holi challenge. It's an invitation to take this whole message and apply it to your life long after the colors have all washed away. And it's a really simple question, but it's also a big one. How do we take this amazing spirit of renewal and connection and just pure vibrancy and make it a conscious part of our day-to-day lives, even when there's no festival going on? And the key word here is intentional. It's about making a choice. Here are 3 really practical steps. First, you actively color your relationships with kindness. Second, you find ways to bring a deeper sense of meaning into your work. And third, you color your days by creating these small moments of celebration, just for the sake of it. And look, this message is just so vital, especially if you happen to be in a tough spot right now. Holi is the ultimate symbol of resilience. It's a promise from both nature and from tradition that no matter how long or how dark the winter feels, spring always comes back. It's inevitable. And that right there, that's the whole idea in a nutshell. The celebration on the outside is beautiful, for sure, but it's really just a metaphor for what's supposed to happen on the inside. The real challenge of Holi is to open ourselves up and let all that vibrancy and hope and connection back into our own lives. So, whether you're out there celebrating officially or just taking this message to heart, here's the wish. May your year be bold, bright, and beautifully, wonderfully human. Happy Holi!